We spend a staggering amount of time trying to optimize our way out of sadness. We track our moods, download meditation apps, and treat a bad day as a biological failure to be fixed. Divine Lotus, found at www.divinelotus.in, finds that a true inner purpose offers the most durable response to our modern crisis of anxiety. The psychiatrist Viktor Frankl gave this trap a name: hyperintention. He observed that focusing too intensely on a specific desire, like the desperate need to feel happy or to fall asleep, creates a self-defeating tension that makes the goal impossible to reach. Decades ago, the Japanese psychiatrist and Zen practitioner Shoma Morita illustrated this psychological loop with a parable of a donkey tethered to a wooden post. If the donkey panics and pulls away, trying to break free, it simply walks in circles around the post. The harder it fights, the shorter the rope gets, until it is tightly pinned against the wood. Humans process existential fear in the same way. Trying to force an escape from our negative thoughts creates a tight loop of suffering. Fighting these internal feelings only tightens the knot. Breaking free requires looking past modern quick fixes to study the historical pioneers who prioritized purpose over emotional control. In mid-20th century Europe, psychology was heavily focused on the past, using the clinical couch to excavate childhood traumas. Viktor Frankl took a different path. He developed logotherapy, directing the patient's focus away from their history and toward their future. To find a baseline reason for living, Frankl would ask his patients a jarring clinical question: why do you not commit suicide? By answering, the patient identified their own reasons to keep going, whether it was a loved one, an unfinished project, or a deeply held belief. Frankl argued that human meaning is discovered rather than created. Having survived the concentration camps, he knew that while external conditions are often out of our control, our destiny is determined by the conscious decisions we make in response to them. Logotherapy refuses to treat existential despair as a disease. Instead, it uses that frustration as a necessary catalyst for a person to locate and commit to their specific life mission. In Japan, Shoma Morita was developing a Zen-based psychological approach that addressed this same search for meaning through physical discipline. Morita therapy requires patients to accept their feelings entirely without trying to change them. The goal is to focus strictly on what needs to be done, as actions eventually dictate a person's internal mood. This process involves a structured clinical cycle that lasts up to 3 weeks, stripping away every distraction of daily life. For the first 5 to 7 days, the patient remains in total isolation. They lie in a room with no books or speaking. Left only with their thoughts, the mind eventually becomes bored and actively craves a sense of purpose. In the middle phases, the patient moves into occupational therapy. They progress from silent, repetitive tasks like gardening and journaling to heavy physical labor, such as chopping wood. Finally, the patient is reintroduced to the real world. They leave equipped with a resilience built through action, rather than one found by analyzing their trauma. By treating emotions like passing weather, Morita therapy proves that shifting your focus outward is the most effective way to alter your internal state. Frankl and Morita converged on a shared truth: you cannot think or force your way out of a mental rut. Moving forward requires both radical acceptance of your feelings and a commitment to outward action. In Japan, this active pursuit of a life mission is known as Ikigai. It is your deep, personal reason for getting out of bed in the morning. In Okinawa, researchers found that this sense of purpose correlates with one of the highest life expectancies on Earth. Centenarians there maintain their vitality well into their hundreds, supported by antioxidant-rich diets, green tea, and a social structure that keeps them engaged and active. Reaching this state begins with the choice to stop fighting the weather of your own mind. Stepping out of isolation and engaging in tasks that create a state of flow provides the necessary momentum to move forward. Boldly pursuing your Ikigai unties the knot of anxiety. At Divine Lotus, we believe that identifying this deep reason for being is the only way to build a truly fulfilling and purposeful life.